Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to ATI's Lunch Break. I'm Sam Arce, also known as Broadway Sam, and I am super excited because look who I have, my old friend John Vessels. He has just been an ATI mainstay. I mean, you're coming back.
I've been around for a while.
Been around for a while.
Yeah,
yeah.
the first thing I did was Chicago.
Way back.
Yeah.
That was before me. I mean,
when the Center for the Performing Arts started, we were the first show in the space.
So that was your first show. What you've done? Chicago.
I did Chicago. I was in A Year with Frog and Toad. I was in Sweeney Todd,
Right.
which was amazing.
Amazing, right?
We just did She Loves Me and Whodunit,
Which was great.
Yeah.
Yours incredible.
I love working here. The people are super fun.
Well, the
It's
physical
been a good time.
comedy that you can do.
That's my thing.
Yes.
That's my
Even
thing.
playing dead.
Yes.
Yes, playing dead.
Yes.
Yeah.
The role I was born to play.
And I'm going to need some of your tips for that because when we talk about it later, especially when it comes to Lucky Stiff, but we'll get to that. Well, we are here today. We're going to be talking about all things Young Frankenstein. This is our next show, Mel Brooks' Young Frankenstein, which is starting October 24th through November 9th. So if you don't have your tickets, I'm going to tell you, you want to get your tickets to this.
Do it.
So let me tell you a little bit about this show. Young Frankenstein is a musical, is Mel Brooks' hilariously spooky stage adaptation of his 1974 cult classic film. Now, it's music and lyrics by Brooks. Got to know Mel Brooks. The book was co-written by Thomas Meehan, and it's a zany musical love letter to old school monster movies full of laughs, big dance numbers, and a lot of heart. Now, the story follows Dr. Friedrich Frankenstein, but it's also, how do they say it in it? Frankenstein, right.
Yes.
And who inherits his infamous grandfather's castle and laboratory in Transylvania. And despite his protests, he gets pulled into the reanimating the dead with the help from his quirky assistant, who's right here, Igor, the exuberant lab partner, Inga. And who's Inga played by?
Inga is played by Sophie Jones.
And Sophie's incredible.
She's marvelous. She was so good in She Loves Me as well.
I just love Sophie.
Yeah.
And then we have the mysterious housekeeper, Frau Blucher. Cue the thunder.
Yeah.
And who's playing?
Julie Lynn Barber.
That's right.
Yeah, and she is so funny in the role. She's
We
wonderful.
just saw her in Titanic.
Yes.
She was in Titanic, yes. Yes. And the result is a monster is born, chaos ensues, and the villagers are never the same. It's just
Yeah.
craziness.
Yeah, and the monster is Craig Underwood. And
Oh.
Craig Underwood in bare feet has got to be 6'5".
Right.
He's gigantically tall and wonderfully funny, and also one of the prettiest tenor voices I've ever heard in my
He does
life.
have, he has a beautiful voice.
Yeah.
So the show features some classic Mel Brooks humor, wild choreography, memorable songs like Rollin' the Hay, He Was My Boyfriend, and of course the showstopper, which you're part of, is Putting on the Ritz.
Oh, yes.
So now you're playing Igor. And I'm going to ask you some questions. So Igor's comedic energy, how do you balance being so funny? Because you are just hilarious when on stage.
Thank you.
So being so funny and keeping the story grounded.
Well, for me, I don't think anything is funny unless it's real. And I've always said this, and I think laughter is therapy anyway, but there's not one funny thing in the world that is also a happy thing. I always say that comedy is when you fall down, and tragedy is when I fall down. And that's kind of how it works. And so the reality of it, the grounding of kind of like tying yourself to the story and letting the story be the thing that's funny, lets you just sort of act and live in the script. And the script is good enough, you can do that.
So in preparing for this, because it's a physical role.
It is.
And you do so many physical roles. How did you get ready for it?
I don't know. I mean, Igor is a hunchback, and so a lot of the work is done for you by just sticking a bag of rice on your back. But really, most of the stuff I do to prepare for him is bend over.
Yeah.
That does half of the work for me anyway. And then I have always had springs in my joints, and so I'm bouncy. And so it's sort of like Tigger. I think of Igor sort of as
Tigger?
Yeah,
That's a good way to
he's
think
just
of
sort of bouncy, but kind of weird. I was talking to the director, Darren Morell, the other day, and I said, I think Igor is a salamander with the heart of a golden retriever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he is the gross, odd little creature that he is, but on the same token, he has this sweet, like, puppy dog heart.
He's lovable in a way. Yeah, he is lovable.
And
in
loving,
it.
yes.
Absolutely. So, character chemistry. So, Igor and Dr. Frankenstein, or Stein, yes, are such a classic duo. And in the movie, the late Gene Wilder was it, and it was played by Marty Feldman.
Marty Feldman.
I can almost do the eyes,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And but you don't have to do that because it was never done that way in the production.
Well, it's hard to do without a thyroid condition.
Right.
So Marty Feldman had hyperthyroidism,
Right.
and because of that, his eyes had that bulge to it.
Bulge, and he also had a way of being able to do the thing with the eye, and he could make one eye go that way, which is painful, and not something you can do. But going back for you, and so who's playing Dr. Frankenstein?
Oh, that's Benasekwi. And Benasekwi is the last time, I don't know if it's the last time you saw him at ATI, but you have seen him at ATI as the MC in Cabaret.
Right, okay.
And he's just one of the most talented people in town.
So this is a relationship that you have because do you have a favorite kind of gag moment that you feel that it's going to get the audience?
Oh, gosh.
Because there's a lot of humor there.
There is. I mean, it's hard to pick your favorite child. And the Mel Brooks stuff, there are 10,000 funnies in the show. And so to pick a favorite would be tough. But there's a great moment in the film that we also do on the stage where they're going through a series of skulls, and at the end of the series of skulls is Igor. And Igor sings, "I ain't got no body." And it just tickles me that that's the first thing that popped into his head when people were like looking at his
Well, I have to say, I saw it on Broadway.
Yeah.
And this show was a hit on Broadway. I think it ran for almost about a year and a half, something like that. And then it went to the West End where it had some changes. And I think the version that we're doing is more the West End version that Darren got. Yeah. And Darren is fantastic, a fantastic director. And a shout out to Darren Morell. So character chemistry is very important. So Mel Brooks' influence, do you we talked about channeling Marty Feldman, but I think you get some of his essence from the film, and I'm sure you watched the film.
Oh gosh,
it's a classic.
Yeah, it's a mainstay of my youth.
Did you ever think you were going to play this part, or is it something you wanted to do? Or
I hoped. I wondered if I was, age-wise, a little past being able to do it, but I keep falling down and keep getting back up. So I just keep doing it.
You're young.
Yeah. No, I'm just beautiful.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I just I'm 63, almost 63 and a half, and I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I turned 63 in July, and as I think about it, it's like the 60s or the 50s, And
Well, I'm on the back end of my 50s now, and it just takes me a little longer to get up. That's all.
Well, you keep doing that hunchback with the rice.
It's true.
So it just takes a little bit more stretching and
it's true.
Working out.
And staying away from steam.
So you haven't had audience reaction now.
Not yet.
But we're going to get that. And it'll be interesting to hear what the crowds laugh and respond to. I'm excited about our opening night, which is the 24th, and what how the crowd responds and laughs, and what are going to be some of the Igor's famous one-liners live on stage. Do you have one that you'd want to just tease us with?
Well, there's when he first meets Frederick, and Frederick says it's Frankenstein, and he says, "Your first name, is it pronounced Frederick?" No. Why isn't it Frederick Frankenstein? It's just not. Suit yourself. Yeah, he's just...
The play on words.
He's such a go with the flow character. That like if you throw him a curveball, he's like, fine, that's what we're doing now. And yeah, he just has the enthusiasm of a toddler. I think he's like, this is what we're doing now, and he's playing pretend the entire time. I think.
So where are you at in the rehearsal process now?
'Cause
You're not in Tech Week yet, right?
We're not in Tech Week
Right.
just yet, and shut your mouth because we don't want to be there yet.
No, I know. I knew that. Yeah.
No, we're at that it'll never happen stage, and then it will happen magically. We have staged all of Act 1. We did a run of it. It was funny. And we're at a point where we hadn't really seen each other in scenes yet because they're rehearsing over here and we're dancing over there and somebody's running their lines in the corner. And it was the first time that we kind of watched each other and we were all laughing like we hope the
Having
audience
fun
will too. Yeah. No, it's super funny. And we will finish putting together Act 2 today. And then we'll run the whole thing tomorrow for the tech people. And so the lighting folks and the people who take care of sound design and all that stuff will be there to make it even more elevated from the wonderful thing it already is.
For our audience, let's describe that. So a lot of people don't realize what it takes to make a show. So Darren is the director.
Yep.
And as an actor, you get your script how many weeks in advance?
I think I had it about a month before.
Month. Okay.
Yeah.
So that included the script, the music. Did it come with some audio tape or something for the music?
Not really. But every actor has their way
Ways.
in.
Right, yeah.
I play piano enough to be dangerous, but enough to be able to kind of like plunk my way through what I'm doing, and so I can learn music pretty quickly.
And then you can find online.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sure. YouTube is a purveyor of all things.
Absolutely.
Not only can I find the accompaniment to any song I need to sing, but I also fix the air conditioner on my car.
Wow.
So it's perfect.
Very, very good. I like that.
I'm a
Hell,
handy actor. I act like a
very-
mechanic sometimes.
Yes, got to save money there somehow.
It's true. It's
right,
true.
right. And so you have. How long have you been an actor now?
Oh, Lord. I started in 1990, so this is my 35th year.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's your 35th year. I got a call from Jim Litton, the CEO, chairman of our company at Tucker. I've been in real estate 40 years, and today was my 33rd year with the Tucker
my
company.
gosh,
Yeah,
yay,
I know.
congrats.
I knew it was. Yeah, and I thought, 15th, and and also the day that if you've extended, which a lot of people in my business who are self-employed extend taxes. I'd done mine, but I was doing for my dad on some things, and Jim called me, and I was, he says, "How you doing? Today is your day," and I hadn't thought about it.
Yeah.
And it's just that day, October 15th. But as an actor, so you've been in this now 1990. So tell us how you got to be that. Were you the kid that fell into this? What was your journey like?
Complete accident. I was supposed to be a visual artist.
Okay.
So I was a kid. I was studying painting. I saw my sister paint. I'm like, you're not a painter. And so I went on to photography, and I was in the dark room at my high school my junior year, and I was doing a final project for photography.
Where did you go to high school?
Meade County High School in Meade County, Kentucky.
Okay,
Yeah,
Kentucky. Where is
little
that
town.
in conjunction to Louisville?
It's about 50 miles southwest of Louisville. It's
Okay.
right across
Tri-County?
the river. No.
Okay.
No.
I only know that
Yeah.
because when I was in the Army, I went to Fort Knox, Kentucky, and right outside of that,
Yeah.
it was dry.
Hardin.
And, and I didn't know what that meant until I got there.
Yeah.
It didn't matter much to me.
Yeah.
But yes, it was
Yeah.
right. So, okay, so you grew up in Kentucky.
So I grew up in Kentucky. I was doing this photography project in the dark room and just kind of singing to myself. And there was a knock at the door, and it was the
Drama teacher?
the chorus teacher.
Chorus teacher, better.
And she said, "Who the hell are you?" And I said, "I'm me." And she said, "Come here." And she took me into a room and she started vocalizing me. And she said, "You're the only tenor
That can sing on key?
that I've heard in this building in 15 years." She said, "Everybody's just a baritone who can sing high." And she said,
But you're a
the
true tenor.
Yeah. And so she said, "We got to do something.
We
with
need
that."
you.
Yeah. And what's interesting is I got a choral scholarship for college, and I went and I was singing.
Where'd you go?
University of Louisville.
Okay, good school?
No, it is for music for sure.
Yeah.
And a great engineering school. I started in engineering, but I had a chorus scholarship.
Scholarship.
And so I was in the chorus, And it was fine, and I enjoyed it, but it wasn't exactly the thing. And then they put me in an opera, and I was a character, and I was doing something.
So you got to do something.
Yeah, and then a light came on. I'm like, oh, this is what the thing is.
Musical theater.
Yeah, yeah. And that was in a music school that is classical. They had to come to grips with me being in having a preference for musical theater because I was studying to be an opera singer. And did sing opera professionally for about 6 years. And,
Really?
Yep.
Did you stay in Kentucky or?
Yeah, there's a fabulous company in Louisville, Kentucky Opera Association, and they just do really, really good stuff. And I was lucky enough to be part of that world for a minute. But musical theater is opera without a body count.
I agree.
Nobody dies in a musical comedy.
And it's fun. It's enjoyable.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I was a guest on Tom Alvarez's podcast yesterday, and we were talking about that and why theater, means so much to me. And I started very young, and I did theater and sang and danced and the whole bit.
Yeah.
I'm just much older than you, and one of the things I said is that for me, and I'm such a patron of the arts, I love the arts, but I'm also now involved in investing and co-producing on Broadway and the West End and doing this, is that it's my give back, but I love going to this because it's like a vacation from life. It's you can go, I'm going to come see Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
And for those 2+ hours, it's like you can just check everything at the door and just visually, emotionally, physically be part of something, and everything else is in the background, and you get to be part of this experience.
And I think as importantly as anything, you get to laugh.
Absolutely.
And I think laughing's super important right now.
We need it.
Yeah, I don't care what side of any discussion you're on, the world is tense right now.
It is.
And so to go into a room for 2 hours and just laugh your cha-chas off because somebody wanted to help you to feel happy feelings is a good way to spend an evening.
Well, subconsciously, I think then it's giving your brain a chance to recuperate, regenerate. But other things are working in the background, so if you go in with issues and problems in life, it's just like taking a break, but it's working in the background, but you need that mental rest. Because you can't always take a vacation, but the theater gives you that opportunity.
Right. And laughing is a steam valve. So if you've got all this pressure of emotion popping into you, it's like, good Lord, something's got to give. If you go, ha, ha, that pressure falls out of you.
Did you ever see the musical The Prom? Remember the gentleman, the person that plays the principal?
Yes.
And he says, I would go to see shows, and it's a reoccurring theme.
Yeah.
Going to New York or going, for me, while I was in Manchester for the show that I'm involved with, that I'm co-producing, 13 Going on 30, it was a glorious night. We had a opening gala. We had so much fun. But I went to London and I saw shows, some small, some were friends that they were doing. Saw this show, The Code. It was a play. It was really interesting. Another friend, he had a little show at the other palace in the basement called Love Quirks. I went and saw my friend Luke Brady, who I was involved in The Prince of Egypt, and he was doing Hercules. It was an interesting Disney thing. But I went for Luke. But I went and saw the producers because I had seen the original cast with Nathan Lane, with Mel Brooks. Interestingly enough, when I saw it, I'd gotten a last-minute ticket. I was on the cancellation line, and my seat was behind Gene Hackman and his wife.
No kidding.
He was there because he had done The Birdcage with Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
And that's why he was there.
Yeah.
It gets crazier. Who else was there? Uma Thurman. She was married to Ethan Hawke at the time. And this was before it won the Tonys. It was I believe it was in previews. And she was there up in the front clapping. She becomes Ula later on.
Yeah.
Tobey Maguire, he was filming Spider-Man. I was in during intermission. He's eating an O-Henry because he was bulking up. He's a little guy.
Right.
Ian McKellen, the wizard with one of his friends.
My personal hero.
I love him.
I
He
love
was
Ian McKellen.
was with with a friend and there. It was like Star Night, Jackie O's sister. I was like, this was a Tuesday night.
Yeah.
And I said something to Gene Hackman, and very tall man, big hands. I'm not a little guy, big hands, nice. With his wife sitting in front of me, and I'm watching. This was the first time I saw the producers. I saw it multiple times with them and other cast members. And I have seen Young Frankenstein.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks gives you a laugh all the time. So I went back while I was in London just this Friday would be 2 Fridays ago.
Yeah.
And I thought about it and thought what we're doing and how incredible it is to bring a Mel Brooks musical theater in your backyard. So that's why I'm recommending for you to see our fantastic cast. Young Frankenstein, Mel Brooks, October 24th through November 9th. In fact, one of the great things we're doing is we also brought back when we open up, we'll have 2 Wednesday matinees, right?
My evening shows.
Evenings, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Evening shows. Thank you.
Sunday matinees,
And Sunday matinees. It's running for 3 weeks.
Yep.
So this is an incredible opportunity for Broadway in your backyard. I would say the Broadway version was incredible, but they improved it. They tweaked it on the West End, and that's what we have. And then Darren, with his magic fairy dust, is doing an incredible job. And we have what I would say is a Midwest Dreamcast here in Carmel.
Hallelujah, yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
With incredible actors.
And I also think the studio is intimate.
Very intimate.
And so, like, when you're on Broadway and you're in the balcony, you are watching the story.
You are truly going to connect.
You're in the story here.
So, see how close I am to John Igor here?
What hump?
That's right.
Yes.
That's right. You will literally be that close to Igor's hump.
It's true.
And what's nice about this space is that you'll be part of something very special. And this is a show that you're going to experience right here in your backyard in Carmel. And make a night of it. Or if it's a weekend on a Sunday afternoon, you can go to one of our great restaurants in the area. There's a cake bake shop, Roma, Salt, all the great restaurants that we have. Go have a drink at the Hotel Carmichael. You have a chance to get all the opportunities that we have right here in Carmel. Make a night of it. Bring your friends, your family. And you know what the great thing about this show is? It's also during what time of year?
Halloween.
Halloween. So we're going to have some special events. You can dress up. You can come as your favorite character.
Yep.
So if you want to wear your hump, come in as Igor, as one of the characters. You come in and do that because we are going to make this a very special event.
Yeah. No,
Lots of fun
It's going to be
things.
fabulous. It's going to be so good.
So now, in going on further on your journey, so you were doing opera.
Yep.
You flipped to musical theater. What was your first opportunity? And did you get training or did you change in college? What happened?
I studied music all the way through college, so
Okay.
that was. I wanted to make sure the instrument would hold up regardless of what I did. And so I thought a music degree would make the most sense because I know the mechanics of singing.
Sure.
And consequently now I'm a teacher of singing. But the first show that I did was the Stephen Foster story, an outdoor musical in Bardstown, Kentucky. And it was peopled by opera singers who like to transition into musical theater. And so it was kind of my people.
You found your people.
I did. And it was one of the things I love about musical theater is that in opera, we're all singers. And we can all think about singing. And singing's the thing we do. And we can get a little judgy about that. What I love about musical theater is we have actors, we have singers, and we have dancers who do it at varying skill levels. And I think dancers are magic. I love watching dancers dance because it's a thing I'm not the best at.
Yes.
I'm good. and I can make you
You
laugh
can
while
move.
I'm doing it. Yes, I don't fall down unless directed to. But watching a dancer do the amazing stuff they do. Carol Warcell is our
Yes,
choreographer.
she's incredible.
And she's also just one of the most beautiful dancers I've ever seen. And so she's a hero of mine for that reason. And actors who don't think they're really singers get to hang out with singers and talk shop with them, and singers who want to know a little bit more about acting can spend time watching great actors act. And so it's just this really great community that we hope that camaraderie comes out into the audience and is part of the experience for you too, because it's such a love fest when you do musical theater, I think.
And there are some people that are a triple threat.
Oh yeah.
When you find those rare gems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophie's one of them.
Sophie
Jones.
yes.
Oh my.
She is a triple
Lord.
threat.
She's so good. She's unbelievably talented. And Benasekwi, I would put him right up there too. He's a fantastic singer. He dances really well, and he's just one of the best actors I know. The place is crawling with them over there, and so check it out.
So you continued the journey, and then you started doing regional theater.
Yeah, regional theater. My first out of town gig, I guess, was the Naples Dinner Theater, and it was for a group called Musicana. And the concept was you wait tables, and then you do Act One, and then
You go back out and wait tables?
clear out the tickets, and then you go back and do Act Two. And at the beginning,
Don't tell me you had to wash dishes at the end.
no, there
Okay,
was somebody for that, but we did clean the tables. But at the beginning of the evening, they're like, "We need more rolls. Where's the bread? I need stuff." And by the middle, they're like, "You're so good."
No, I'm laughing because I'm having memories of being 15, working at an Italian restaurant in Long Island,
Yep.
where I grew up. And I need more bread. Give me more of that stuff.
Yeah. One of my favorite things about Boca Raton is rolls has 2 syllables.
Yeah, well, because you had a
Rolls.
lot of New Yorkers.
Yeah.
Right. Yes.
We need more rolls.
Yeah.
And so the first act was just you running
Yes.
and being stressed out of your mind. And then you sing, and then in the intermission,
Just,
you're so good. You're
Yes,
such a
yeah,
nice
yeah,
boy.
yeah.
And
Such a nice boy.
right.
A nice boy you are.
Oh my gosh, I played a character in one of those shows where I was just like this nerdy reporter, and this lady grabbed my cheeks at the end and she said, "You're such a nibbish." And I just thought it was this.
You learned a little Yiddish, huh?
I did.
Yeah, well, I did dinner theater, so I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, the last thing I did in dinner theater was Fiddler on the Roof. So
Okay.
it's fun. I played Mendel, the rabbi's son.
Very nice.
Yeah. So
He's a radical.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. That show. So you did this. Now, did you join Actors Equity?
I did. Yeah, I've not been a member of Actors Equity for the longest time.
Yeah.
And
Well,
part
it's
of
not
it,
as a need for you to do it.
not really. And when I lived in, we lived here, and I was an Actors Equity member and worked at Beef and Boards and here
Right.
a lot, and Phoenix Theater as well when it was a full company. And then we moved to Louisville, Kentucky, and there is not a huge equity presence in Kentucky at all, much less Louisville itself. And so I left the union. And then a role came up at Phoenix. I did The Legend of Georgia McBride, which I think is just a fantastic play, just wonderfully funny. And the director said, "It's a big enough role, it probably should be an equity role. Would you be willing to
Go
take
back.
your card again?" And I said, "Oh, absolutely." And so I've gone equity, and now I don't look back, and I'm glad
I was going to say.
I'm part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're Al Pacino. Just when I was out, they brought me back in.
Yes,
But
yes.
you did what you had to do.
Well, you do,
Yeah,
and-
it is part of the. Yeah, it's part of
Yeah.
it.
And it's
And if you're in New York, you pretty much
you
have,
have
to.
to
You
be.
have to be.
Yeah, and it makes sense if you're in New York.
Yeah.
It's
That's part of it.
you
yeah.
get in the auditions, and when I lived in Chicago, I mean,
Yeah,
it
that's
was
a pretty much a-
similarly necessary. Yeah.
That's part of it. And I understand. So let me ask you this. What are some of the roles that you haven't done that you would like to do?
That's funny. My partner once asked that at a party, and we all said the one that pays.
Yeah, I like that.
I don't know. I'd still love to play Uncle Fester in the Addams
Addams
Family.
Family, it's a great show.
I think that would be super fun to do.
I could see you in it.
I just found out that I'm doing Lucky Stiff. So I'm going to be in that one again, and I'm doing kind of the character I did in 1998, which is just general ensemble. I'm going to be running around.
What are you
playing
doing
30
in Lucky
people.
Stiff?
I'm playing like 30 people.
Ah.
Yeah, I just keep changing costumes and changing personas.
Well,
and
we're going to be in it together.
that's fantastic. Are you the body?
I'm the stiff.
All right.
I'm gonna call on you for some
It's a
stiff.
hard thing to do.
I know. I got.
You got to figure out when to scratch your nose when nobody's looking.
That's all right.
Yeah.
That's all right. Yeah, I'm gonna get tips from you on that.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it should be fun. Yeah. So I'm gonna bring on my weekend at Bernie's. You know.
Oh my gosh, it is such a funny show.
It is. I'm excited about
Yeah.
doing it. Yeah. I'm coming out of retirement. Yes. You know.
I'll be glad to push you around in a chair.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think. Well, from the movie and everything I saw, they record. If he does it that way, they record because he basically directs the kid.
Yeah, there's a series of like tapes, and he's
Right,
like,
yeah. So it's a recorded voice
Yeah.
before, like he's telling, this is what I want, this
Yeah,
is what he wants.
yeah.
But he's, you know,
Yeah.
and Tony's got glasses on.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so he can't see the eyes though, you know.
because there is a film version with Jason Alexander.
Yes,
isn't
that's
there?
what that's
Yeah.
that's what YouTube.
Yeah,
Been watching.
I have
and
yet to see that one, and I'd really love to.
I've been watching it,
Yeah.
so I've been doing that with Jason, and it's interesting because one of the actors is English, you know, and so I think it's very, very interesting, and I think we're going to have a lot of fun with that show.
It's a blast. I did it in '98, and I have wanted to do it again.
Good.
For a long time. So I'm very excited.
So we're gonna have lots of fun. We'll be in rehearsals together, and you'll welcome me back to the theater.
Yeah.
You know, it's not Sunset Boulevard for me because but where Judy's ready for her close up.
Yes.
But
I have to say, your choreography is going to be pretty easy, though.
yeah.
Because we just have to shove you around.
You just shove me around and whatever. But there's a lot of stiffness to it, and it's physical comedy. So,
Yeah.
And
when to fall out of a chair is important. All those things.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna get it from you. I've watched you long enough to know. So moving forward, so will that be your next show, or are you doing something in between for the
let's see.
holidays?
So I'm doing this, and then after this, I'm doing the best Christmas pageant ever with Stage 1 in Louisville.
Okay, so you're going back to Kentucky
And then I come back and I'll do Lucky Stiff here.
because you live here.
I don't. I live in Louisville now.
Oh, you do live.
Yeah.
And you're a teacher, you said.
I teach private.
Private.
So I have a studio. But I was teaching with the Jefferson County School Systems. I did a series of master classes,
Gotcha.
which was nice. And then when Lucky Stiff is over, I'm headed to Beef and Boards to be in Singing in the Rain.
Wow.
Yeah.
Great show. I could still see you in the producers, though.
I'd love it. Love it. I think Max Bialystock would be great fun.
I think you could do that role.
Yeah.
I think you could do that.
I think
role.
Franz Liebkind would be fun too.
Yeah. I could see you doing it.
Yeah.
Yes, you could do that
Oh
too.
God, or Roger Debris.
You could do that. I could see you in a number of roles.
Yes.
Yeah, you could.
Somebody hire me.
Yeah, well, you have the voice, being a tenor, that you could do it.
Yeah.
It was interesting because I've met Roger Bart so many times, and he's just incredible. And his last thing he was in Back to the Future. Met him in London when he was doing it there, and he took the role all the way to Broadway, and he was on for a long, long time.
Yeah.
But incredible, and he played in the producers, and then he played multiple roles all the way through.
Yeah.
And he has an incredible voice, and he's incredible stage presence.
Did he start as Carmen Gia?
Yes, he did. He
Yes.
started as Carmen Gia, and which he was funny, when he did his thing, and that's how I knew him.
Yeah.
But then he worked his way through that show to do multiple roles, and that's the great thing about acting is if you have multi-talented, the versatility to be able to do things, and so. I mean, I'm just so in awe, and I'm so glad that, you're doing this show. Again, going to do a shout out before I talk about the rest of our season. Again, for our viewers, please, if you haven't bought your tickets, if you're a season ticket holder, it's just going to be so exciting. Again, October 24th, we're going to be doing some special things. If you're an Ovations member or if you want to join, we're going to be having some special things with that. Get to meet the actors. Also, again, this is Broadway in your backyard. I say this every week, and I mean it. And I know Broadway. I'm Broadway Sam.
See?
I'm there all the time. And, I get to see the best of the best in New York, but I come here and I'm part of Actors Theater of Indiana. This is my give back, and I'm on the board. See, I have a board meeting later on today because I believe so much in our theater company and what we're doing right here in Carmel and in Hamilton County and all that we have to give here. So come see this show. You can get tickets at atistage.org or call 317-843-3800. And that's where you can get tickets for any of our shows. So I'm showing you that right now. And I'm going to tell you about our season. And so I know Scott's going to be putting this up. So after that, we had Beehive, Young Frankenstein. The next show, which will start the beginning of the year, will be Lucky Stiff, which we've been talking about. John will be in it. I'll be in it. We have some great talent in that show.
It's going to be super.
So, I'm so excited. That's going to be January 30th through February 15th. And as I said, I will be the Stiff. And our last show, which is Sunset Boulevard, and we have incredible talent coming in there. The one I can tell you is Judy Fitzgerald, our executive director, will be ready for her close-up as Norma Desmond.
I can't wait to hear her sing.
I'm
this
not
song.
going to tell you who Max is going to be, but I can tell you it's a huge surprise, and you are going to be so excited when you hear who our Max is going to
amazing.
be. It's going to be so cool.
It's another bald guy.
Yes, I can tell you that. It's a bald guy. But what's really incredible about this show is we are doing the original version with some tweaks. And because it's the Studio Theater, and Sunset was just on Broadway. In fact, my partners just won the Tony for it as the revival musical. So it's an incredible show. So again, get your tickets at atistage.org or at 317-843-3800. You heard it right here at ATI Lunch Break. Well, this has been just an incredible time with you.
I agree. I've had a ball.
Yeah, and so with that, I just want to encourage all of you to keep supporting your local theater. There's ATI, there's all the things that we have going on at the Center for Performing Arts, Gregory Hancock, the Civic. Again, you have so much here to go for. There's just great artistic opportunities for you and your family. So I encourage you to do that. Again, Actors Theater of Indiana, Broadway in your backyard. So John, Igor, my friend, thank you for being here. God bless you, for you, and everything that you're doing in your career. I'm so excited to have the opportunity to be next to you, come with Lucky Stiff, and I'm looking forward to Young Frankenstein.
It's going to be a ball.
So with that, thank you for joining us today, and I will see you next time at ATI's Lunch Break. And with that, I'm out. Have a great weekend, and God bless to you and your family. We're out.